Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to EMS 1 Winter Championship for Battlefield 4. It is our second day of 2 days here at the Winter Championship, where we are going to crown our first Battlefield 4 champion of 2014. Before we get to our first games of the day, and we do have a lot of games for you today, a little bit of time to explain exactly how this all got started. Back in January, teams in the A Series and the Go 4 Cups... Stop it. Teams in the A Series and the Go 4 Cups all tried to qualify through into the regular weekly cups that we held for €1,000. We then had 4 cups in a row, with teams winning those, Fnatic winning 2 of them, and then qualifying for the group stages, where the top 16 battled it out for the last 8 places on land. Those 8 teams are here with us for this weekend's Battlefield 4 Winter Championship. We also have a number of other people with us this weekend, one of which is a man I'm going to go and say hi to right now, which is Dogbert, who is busy eyeing up the prizes of Battlefield 4. Take your eyes off the Astro headset, that's mine. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's been a long road
good
for this single
yesterday.
day.
Good day yesterday, though.
It was really good.
Really enjoyable. Yesterday's matches, I think we had a bit of everything, didn't we? We had some blowouts, we had some very close games. I mean, 2 matches, 3 tickets between them in 2 matches.
Yeah, and there's been some really interesting performances by some of the teams and a few surprising ones as well.
Yeah, a few surprises. I think we had a little mix of everything there. We're going to take a look at the group stages in just a moment as well. We've got 2 groups, Group A and Group B. Group A has UMAV, Pyrogen, Dignitas and Dynamics. UMAV have already qualified to the semis. And in Group B, Fnatic, Meteor Makers, ESC and Epsilon. Fnatic already through in Group B. And we said it yesterday at the start of the day, Fnatic are the big favourites, and then at the end of the day we saw Fnatic go through the bracket. But for the layman, for the guy that's coming into this for the first time today, looks at the paper and goes, Fnatic, yeah, they won, check, they're in the semis, that looks about right. But it wasn't that straightforward for them, was it?
No, they had some really close games. It was never going to be quite as simple. They're in a very difficult group. I mean, Epsilon obviously have been doing really, really well online. Even then, it was very close games, obviously. And they're looking for events today if they can get through ESC and MYM, but it's going to be a long road for them today.
It is, yeah. They have got a lot of games to play potentially if they want to reach the final today. Let's take a look at Group B, because that's what we're going to kick off with this afternoon. And yesterday we saw Fnatic come through against Meteor Makers to claim their place in the semi-finals. Meteor Makers now awaiting the winner of our first match of the day, which is Epsilon Esports versus ESC Icy Box from Germany. These 2 teams, I mean, one of them's going home after this first match, which is, it's harsh on them, but it's the way dual tournament works. They then have to play your Meteor Makers, and that will then qualify them through to the semi. And then they've got 2 more matches if they want to win the final. So 4 games today. It's a big ask, right? I mean, 4 of those, 3 of them are best of 3s, and the final's best of 5. So a lot of matches still.
Yeah, they've got a lot of games to go ahead, and I think MYM are going to be sitting here watching very patiently, like looking at the tactics as well. I mean, they had a very good close games of Fnatic, and then it kind of fell apart sometimes, but each time they were kind of pressuring them along. Fnatic just stayed cool and did what they usually do. And Epsilon versus MYM, if that happens, is going to be a great game. But not looking
got one
past
before
ESC.
that, though. Yeah, got one before that. I should also explain, we've got 2 more matches in Group B. We've also got 1 more game to come in Group A, which will be straight after these Group B games. Then we'll do the semi-finals, and then we'll be into the grand final for the first time here in 2014 for Battlefield 4. Let's introduce you to the 2 teams that are going head-to-head right now. Our first team on screen, Epsilon Esports, with their lineup. That's the same lineup as they used yesterday. Core, Duke, Akosh, Horek, and David 2K, the captain of the team. They have made all 4 quarterfinals through the regular season. Came undone a little bit against Fnatic yesterday, and today have a chance to redeem themselves in the group stages. I know that they're hungry to win those games. They're not just literally giving up and going home. They're favourites against ESC, and we'll find out through the predictions in a little while how much they're favourites. But as you said, MYM could prove tougher. Let's just talk about Epsilon and their mindset right now. They've got to put behind them what they did yesterday and what happened, and forget about it. It's a new day, new start. They've literally got a single elimination bracket in effect now. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like playing 4 rounds in a row.
I think that's what it's going to be. It's all about how have they mentally recovered from yesterday's games. It was training in more ways than just playing, and if they feel a bit bitter about that, that could lead over into trouble today. I mean, ESC, they know they've got nothing to lose here. If they lose, they go home. But they've got the chance to upset one of the biggest teams in Battlefield 4 right now, and if there's a place you're going to do it, why not here?
Absolutely. Do it on LAN if you can absolutely do it. Let's take a look at ESC Gaming now. They look like this. Lining up with Kazem, Jansen, Explo, Lagza, and Jason's favourite player of all time across any game in any decade, Delarco, Eric Axelson. Inconsistent during the regular season, we'd already said that, but they did beat MYM in Cup 3 and AAA in the group stages, which shows that they can do it when put under pressure and playing a big team. And right now for them, Epsilon are the next targets. They are a big team, we know that. But what have ESC got to do? Have they got to come out fighting early on? Have they got to be passive? Have they got to be defensive? What would you see as their best strategy going into this match?
I think right now, especially with how Epsilon were yesterday and how possibly what their mindset could be, ESC need to hit them as hard as possible. There's a possible, but Epsilon's morale might be a bit brittle. If they can smash that early, that will be their big chance to get into this game. And if Epsilon look past them, they're in trouble.
Okay. Thank you very much, James. We are almost ready, as you saw. The players are just warming up. And before we go to the commentators, we do have a message for you via social media. We would love to see your tweets and see your comments on Facebook. So make sure you leave them for us. Let us know whether you've enjoyed, what you haven't enjoyed, and which teams you're supporting for this weekend via Battlefield 4, via all our usual channels, of course, on Facebook and on Twitter. Don't forget the hashtag #ESL1. And if you want to catch up on the VODs from yesterday, youtube.com/ESL TV. All of the final VODs will be there during the week as well. Also, this weekend, we have a poll, a prediction tournament for you guys at home that can win some very cool prizes courtesy of our friends at Astro and Razer, which are all Battlefield 4 orientated. Keyboard, mice, headset, and the Prima Guide as well. And on top of that, 3 months worth of ESL Premium thrown in for the runners-up. All you've got to do is be the guy at the top of the board. Now, right now, there's a certain player from Infused who is the only player left. Yes, Patrick, I'm talking about you. He has 100% record of predictions so far, but he's the only guy. He's there to be shot down. He can still be caught. Ladies and gents, make sure you head over to the website, battlefield-ems1.com. Get your predictions in for this next game and make sure you keep doing them all throughout the day on the rest of the matches that we have for you today. We have 6 games to come. Talking of predictions, time for a bold prediction, sir. Are we going for bold or are we going for the safe option?
Safe one will be a 2-0, obviously, for Epsilon. But, I'm going to go for a possible 2-1 here. I think ESC might just get a little map pick here and might get away with 1 win.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, James. We'll hear more from him throughout the day. We'll also be commentating some of the other matches as well. But now it's time to go over to our commentators for game number 1 of the day. It is the lower bracket match where the winner carries on. The loser goes home in Group B. Time to take over for Jason Kaplan and Mr. Benson.
He knows my first and last name. Senpai Red Eyes noticed me. Wait, Red Eye Senpai has noticed me.
You just failed. You had it.
I did.
You had the limelight. It was there.
It's what people come to expect out of me, though, to fail. But not Epsilon. No, even after yesterday. They looking to take their game here and advance on to play against Meteor Makers to potentially get out of groups and get into the semifinals. I had to seek a little bit of Epsilon, little nudge in there because of what happened yesterday. There'll probably be a couple more later on, but we get underway here. Oh, you probably heard me. Oh, you can see his face. He's like, I'm going to kill that caster.
Yeah, he has.
My name's Benson.
Oh, wow.
Just let you get. So we're vetoing. So I'm gonna.
We were gonna do we were pointing at the maps and
graphics guy. I wanted to. Yeah.
That would have been epic. But you can see the vetoes there that are being chosen so far. Siege of Shanghai has gone. Operation Locker as well.
I can guess it.
Go on, guess. Do
Land
it.
Kingdom.
Well,
wait,
shit.
This isn't a best of 5.
Or is it?
Did they lost spans? I think that was the penalty.
It's still best of 3, so there's 2 maps still open, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be Parasol, Storm, Lanka.
Wait, what?
I'm so confused. It is a best of 3. It is a best of 3.
And I actually lost control. I don't remember what maps there were now.
No, I was
distracted.
I remember Parasol Storm because that was the only one I said. Yeah.
Okay, so Parasol Storm first.
In before it isn't first, and I've completely messed that up. I'm pretty sure it's first.
I trust the production crew to let me know in my ear in a few of what the map choice was. I guess honestly I wasn't paying attention. I was a little bit thrown off by the having 5 maps, but we're gonna have the only 3 in this one's gonna be best of 3, obviously, and we're gonna have both teams fighting for a chance in the tournament. Obviously, we've seen Planet Key Dynamics get knocked out yesterday. We will find out the second team between Dinos and Pyrogen come up a little bit later on when we are done with Group B. And then we will obviously have our semifinals following up with the grand finals, which will be a best of 5 for first place. And your bets so far? Who's your money on here?
I'm still thinking Fnatic. No, look. Just in this game, I thought because you said usually. Shut up. I would say in this, I would love to see Epsilon go through. I think that'll be interesting, you know, with you know the rivalries which have developed and the rivalries which were already there. I think that would be really cool to see them progress. But at the same time, ESC, great team.
Well, that's the same time. If there's server hiccups, we might not even see them playing anymore. They might be just gone.
There is that. But I think the first map actually is Golmud Railway.
Okay.
So
you were wrong.
Well, and I read what was on the screen, so don't hate the player, hate the game. What?
I don't have words for that right now. It's too early in the morning for me to have words to come back with that one. Because I'm still disappointed that you think that Ninja Turtles are better than Power Rangers.
Hey, don't hate, bro. Participate. How about that?
Oh my god.
No? Okay.
You're just full of these today.
I really am, and there's plenty more where that came from. But in all seriousness, we are... well, Golmud Railway has been loaded up.
I know what you had for dinner last night then, apparently. You had a pun cake. Yes. That's dessert. Yeah, well, it works with it.
Yeah.
So, we'll get over the awkwardness. We're going to get straight into this because we know what this is a big deal right now. In Epsilon, currently the voting, 90% for him.
Wow.
ESC, 10%. And as you heard Red Eye say earlier on, only one person has 100% currently on those votes.
Just one person?
One person. I think there might be a couple more in there, but from when I last checked, it was one person. It was actually a pro player himself. And I believe we are getting underway with... Actually, no, we're not. It's in underway just yet because we still have 2 people who haven't spawned in yet. But I'm going to get in here soon and Golmud Railway. We've seen them up a couple times yesterday. What's your thoughts on it? What do you think of all the teams that have played it?
I actually really enjoy playing it and also spectating it and watching it. One of the big things about this map, obviously, is the rooftops, as we'll mention every single time. If you can get that roof control, it really does just help you out. But then, obviously, you've seen players adapt to that, and what do? They just take down the buildings. They spawn in and they just destroy every single building. So it kind of, you know, evens things out a little bit. We've seen a couple of very one-sided games, though, on this map, which is... pretty interesting, because I would have thought this would have been a very sort of a close quarters, you know, very sort of closest ticket score map than some of the others. But
and I remember Dignitas yesterday played against Pyrogen. They were saying, not Pyrogen, sorry, Planet Dynamics. They were saying that remember we were casting it. We saw 2 people just die instantly at the beginning.
Yeah,
and we were talking to them after, and they were saying, yeah, what they did was they shot a rocket into a wall, destroyed it. They shot another rocket right behind it, and it killed 2 of our people.
Huh?
It's really cool to see things like that still being learned in the game. Like, not everything's been figured out yet. And they're still like, oh man, there's like all these still new tricks to come in. I'm sure there's a lot of pre-nade spots people can use as well soon. And that was it was really cool to see because we were confused as hell what went down.
2 people just died instantly. We're like, what the hell?
See, what Dogbert and I were saying, we're like, oh, they suicided because they want to spawn in and get, you know, to back people up. No, they just died.
Well,
right off the bat.
That's unfortunate for them, but it looks like everyone is in the server now. So hopefully Golmud Railway, it seems like that's the map that we're going to be seeing. And you can see there the lovely little video graphic just showing you some of the key spots on Golmud Railway and where the flags are also located.
All right, so let's get underway here. Epsilon going up against ESC. Winner of the Best of 3 advances on. Loser gets to go home and join Planet Key Dynamics out drinking on Carnival if they are old enough. Obviously, drink responsibly, kids. But this is going to be a good set of games. And I really am curious to see Epsilon, you know, after last night, have they kind of come together a little bit more as a team. And we can remember, you know, as we're going to see Epsilon over on the Russian side and obviously ESC over on the Chinese. But I'm curious to see what happens in terms of, you remember Akash? He was kind of playing that, okay, I'll just sit back, guys, and you win the game for me kind of role on Dawnbreaker.
Yep.
I'm curious if they're going to let him do a little bit more this time, not maybe force him to play that defensive position, not force him to play that anchor role.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like he wasn't being completely utilized yesterday to the best of his abilities, but we'll see if he can try and kick things off in better style. He's 1 and 2 already, but he is capturing that alpha flag, so trying to play that objective-based role, so I've got to give him credit for that. He has actually managed to go ahead and capture that as well, and he has his teammates in support, so it's a nice early start for Epsilon.
Indeed, and see, currently still not capped over right now. We do have Duke in the vicinity to stop this one if he is able to get there in time. But see, will be capped, but you can see, like you called out before, taking the high ground, taking the rooftops on the buildings, and trying to pick up the kills here left and right, trying to deny any sort of crossing across this map right now. And Duke, it looks like he potentially even wants to go in on C, but he's just still holding that kind of sentry position. There's 1 man obviously behind him. There's 1 man to his left. And right now, Epsilon, they're kind of comfortable holding this 2 flag advantage right now. Akash going to sit back, going to protect A here. He will have XPLO coming in from the side. But the rest of Epsilon actually charges straight into his B flag, and Horrick gonna pick up the kill right there. That will start getting the flag capped back over for themselves. And that is a full squad wipe as well coming in for Epsilon.
Yeah, that's really big. And all 5 players of ESC down. That's just going to give them the freedom to push for that trip cap. And now that bleed is really going to start to get intense. It's already 145 to 116. Now incorporate the trip cap as well. Plus 3 players for ESC up. It's looking pretty good for Epsilon right now. If I'm, that massive percent which voted for Epsilon, I'm sitting here watching this and I'm feeling pretty good about myself.
Yeah, 90% of the people voting for that one.
That's crazy.
It's one of our biggest margins. I think 91 or 94% was our biggest margin as one of the first games of the day yesterday. But ESC, we have Jansen currently 0-4, Laxer 0-4, 3-5 for Delarco, 3-4 for Kazam, and 1-5 for XPLO. So not the strongest of games, but then again, if we think about the game we started off with yesterday, and how things really turned around with Planet Key, I believe, versus UMAV, where Planet Key just did absolutely nothing the first map, but then they woke up, and they really got things going back for them in the second one and took it to that 3-mapper. But right now, Epsilon, this lead, they're constantly holding these tri-caps, and this lead that they've been able to build up, now 60 tickets wide, is very formidable.
I mean, if you look at the actual overhead, you can see why Epsilon are holding them just so well right now. They've got great map control and great flag control. The problem is, though, a couple of players over at that B flag did just get taken down, so this is ESC's time to really try and capitalize upon that, and they have managed to grab themselves both C and B, but the big question is now, can they hold it? Because so far, every single time they've had a 2-cap, Epsilon have just kind of walked in and said, nah, we'll take those 2 flags back.
Yeah, we'll take all 2 of those back and go back to a tri-cap. And you're seeing right now, actually able to hold on to a kill onto C, so we'll maintain C for a little bit longer. We'll see Delarco go down here, and Epsilon, they're trying to get that control back here. They're trying to get everyone spawned in, and Horrick actually getting right past Delarco here, rushing straight into that B flag. Gets taken out from the side, though. And that will be B actually still potentially being kept over. It's still being worked on, but they picked up another kill. They shut down that push from Epsilon. Meantime, Duke picks up the 1v1 over towards C, and he's going to start capping that flag over for his team.
Nicely done by Duke, currently 5-2. Having a relatively good game, but both C and A currently being taken by both teams. And it looks like it's going to be Epsilon who get the better of that trade. They have both A and C under their control now. It looks as well like Duke's thinking about pushing that B flag, has the support of one teammate to his right-hand side, and if they can put pressure on this B flag, it really is going to force ESC to push either A or C.
In the meantime, they're pushing A right now. XPL actually picks up 2 kills, it looks like, looking for the third. He will get shut down, though. There's Jansen coming from the backside, coming around. Maybe he can pick this one up. You see him shooting through that window first. He gets taken down. Horror picks that one up. Actually, sorry, Kazam's still alive, but Horror gets taken down. And that means they're going to be able to push in towards this. Actually, no, they get wiped out. Sorry, I missed that one lone wolf there. Akash able to stop that push. And now you see David trying to make his way towards C to hold on to that one. And also Epsilon just trying to lock them down to B, just trying to force them into a bottleneck and pick up quite a few kills, because now they're extending to a 60-ticket lead here.
I mean, we were talking about yesterday, as you mentioned at the start of this game, Akash, and how he was playing very passively. 10-3 right now. Talk about stepping up a performance. I mean, yesterday, I don't think he was being utilized that much at all, to be fair to him. He was doing that anchoring role, just playing very, very passively. Now, though, he's still doing the same role, but he's picking up all those 1v1s he was losing yesterday. So he really has started off today significantly stronger than yesterday.
Yeah, I couldn't really agree more. As you see, nice shot coming in from Core. Gets the kill on Delarco, and he also has Horrick there as well to help out. ESC are just, they keep dying over and over. You look at the kills, 43-21. And Epsilon are going to be able to get control of B. Actually, no, they're losing control of B right now. And as Delarco's capping that one over, and they're trying to maintain control of C or get it back here, and it looks like they're going to have a fight on all fronts here.
Yeah, Core's going to have to try and rotate. Meanwhile, you got Horrick trying to do some work on that flag. He's taking down Jansen. Nicely played. Picks up the second. That was Kazam. And still capping that flag. There's another player just around the wall, but his teammates cleaned that up for him. And he's going to walk out of that like nothing happened. Trip cap in full effect. 114-24 ticket lead. Epsilon, well, they're here to play today.
And it's pretty much the last push effort out of ESC. If they don't really make anything happen off this, they don't take 2 flags back, and even then they are going to lose out this first half with a very wide margin of tickets. And right now they need to, I guess, minimize how big of a lead that Epsilon has. But if they keep dying like this, it's not even going to happen. I mean, 10 tickets remaining, and Epsilon currently have 51 kills, only 5.5 minutes in.
Yeah,
that's like
a
10
lot of
kills
kills.
a minute.
That is a lot of kills when you think about it. I mean, they are just massively outslaying. They really are. And I mean, the start of yesterday, we saw a very big ticket game. It was, I think, 115 to start things off. This game looking as though it could be relatively similar as well. Plus 100 potential, but A and C currently being contested from both teams. B still under Epsilon control. Only 5 tickets, 4 tickets now remaining for ESC, 3 tickets. And Epsilon have played this perfectly.
Yeah, this is going to be it. This is going to be first half going to Epsilon with what looks like a 108 ticket lead. Couldn't get more one-sided than that, I have to say. Like, that was, like I was saying before with Fnatic, another day at work for him.
Yeah, That was really, really nicely played for them. But now the question is, can they keep their heads in the game and finish it off? Because we've seen a couple of times teams will go into one side with a big ticket advantage and they kind of just, I don't know, let off the gas a little bit. And they allow the other team to make a comeback and get themselves back into the game. Now, Epsilon desperately want to win this game and advance through the group stages, so I expect to really see them keep that gas pedal down.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And if anything, Epsilon, compared to the majority of other teams, for instance, Dignitas in particular, when they build up a lead, you saw them not let it slip away.
Yeah.
They held onto those flags. They held onto the kills they kept picking up. And right now, going into the second map, they're looking to... Or sorry, not second map. Wow, I'm getting ahead of myself. Into the second half here. It's going to be very difficult for ESC to come back from this one. It's obviously not impossible, but I do want to say it's about 99% impossible.
I just noticed Janssen as well for ESC. The
One
score,
kill.
1 and 10 in what, 6 minutes gameplay there? That's not that many kills.
That's not.
No.
That's like 1 more than 0.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty bad.
My map's better today. I'm quite proud, even though I'm taking the easy ways. We're meeting underway here the second half in just a second. 40 seconds left on that countdown. Epsilon going to be over on the Chinese side, and ESC over on the Russian. Remember, 108 tickets will be that threshold, and that's only 42 tickets that they can afford to lose. Well, they can't afford to lose any of the tickets, but that's only 42 that Epsilon have to get down.
Yeah, Epsilon, I expect to see them off the break very, very aggressive. If they can try and lock down that A, B, 2 cap, potentially even push towards C, try and cause a bit of a ruckus as ESC try and cap that home flag. You know, they can get that 2 cap locked in relatively soon and really put the pressure on ESC. ESC are going to have to make some big plays in the first couple of minutes of this side.
Yes, they definitely will, and we're going to find out if ESC can come back. I mean, I hope they can. But personally, I think it's a little bit too big of a deficit to be in. And we'll go ahead and kick this one off in just a second, as we're going to have, obviously, ESC over on the Russian side. And they're going to be able to cap onto C here in just a second. Well, even quicker than that. In the meantime, they're actually going for a little bit of a fight here. We have 3 men from Epsilon pushing in. 2 already go down. And now there's 1 man going around the backside, gets taken as well. So ESC coming out completely different here. Able to pick up 4 kills pretty much right off the bat. And have been able to get control of B, able to get control of C. And they're looking to just potentially hold this. They're also getting the roof advantage at the beginning, which they unfortunately didn't have last time. Epsilon were able to just single-handedly control the high ground.
Yeah, that was a pretty poor start from Epsilon, if I'm honest. They only sent 1 player to A, 4 players went to C, and those 4 players just got taken out very, very quickly. So it left Akosh pretty much by himself, isolated the A flag. To his credit, though, he was able to pick up a couple of kills and also get that flag. However, Epsilon haven't started the quickest that I thought they would.
I have not, but like we said before, they have a lot of tickets to work with here, so they're not in a hurry at all. As long as they just secure the couple of tickets that they do need. But we do see an attack finally coming down onto this B flag. David going to lead that one, pick up another kill. There's 1 more man inside the building. Can he get this one and really go down? He does get some respawns in. They do get the kill as well, so they're going to get control of B. They're going to maintain control of A here. Just as I say that, we're seeing a 2-man squad come in from ESC to take this one back here, but it's probably going to be Akosh defending that one. Like, can they get the man, or can they kill the man that was 10-2 at one point in the last half?
Well, he's already 3-1, so he's continuing where he left off, really with some good slaying and just good positioning as well. I think that's the key difference between today and yesterday for Akosh. Just generally his positioning. He's putting himself in more advantageous positions. He's taking the high ground when he can. So it really is picking things up. David, he's going to get taken out there. That was unfortunate as 2 players go down there for Epsilon, David and Horik. And, you know, they only have control of that B flag now. As you said, they do have plenty of tickets, but they don't want to give ESC that lifeline. They don't want to give them that belief, because as soon as they get that belief, they're going to start getting the momentum. And when a team gets some momentum, well, that's when crazy things happen.
Yeah, it could be very interesting. It could be like that 3-ticket game that we saw yesterday.
God. That was...
Just, heart was beating a little bit too fast after that one. But right now, we're going to see A capped over for Epsilon, so they're going to maintain that 2-1 hold. However, a 2-man squad of Lagser and Kazam are actually going for an attack on the B here. Court going to be coming from the side. But Nade's going to be spammed out as well. He's getting shot from the backside here, but he's just looking for that 1 kill. And right now, 125 tickets already, what ESC's sitting on. 108 is that threshold. Like,
it's dangerous already.
It is. If they can't get their 2-1 holds and lock them down, and not to mention just based off of kills alone, that's going to be it. That's going to be Epsilon taking the first map.
Well, it's going to come down to Delaco, it seems, right at the back of the map. He's currently on that flag. He needs to cap it. His teammates, they're trying to defend that B flag. He's secured C to his credit, picked up a couple of kills and the flag, but B is going to go in favor of Epsilon, and that is going to put the bleed back on ESC, and they are dangerously close. Just 10 tickets remain. Well, 10 now tickets remaining. I mean, whew, this could be over very quickly. This is going to be another one of those very fast games. I mean, we're only 3 minutes in.
It very well could be. 114 now remaining, and honestly, at this point, it's pretty much just going to be ESC's game. I mean, or not ESC, sorry, Epsilon. Damn, I keep getting confused. There's 2 E's. It's pretty much going to be Epsilon's game, and it's not like us getting cocky or thinking that Epsilon's better, but it's just mathematically almost impossible for them to come back from this, just based off of Epsilon cannot get... ESC has to not die anymore. I mean, for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And have to hold at least a 2 cap to win this one.
And then you look at the kills already. Epsilon 26.
Nice.
ESC 21, 22 now. So, I mean, they are being outplayed. But anyway, that's going to be game.
All right, so that's going to be the first map in this best of 3. Going over to Epsilon very quick. And kicking off the day with quite a start to it, not to mention.
Very fast game. I think that's definitely going to be one of the fastest ones. That was, what, 3 minutes of the second side pretty much played? And the game was over?
Pretty much, yeah. And I'm wondering, actually, what's the second map we're going to? I cannot remember for the life of me. You saw Paris the Storm in there.
It was definitely there, but I think the graphic may have just been wrong.
I don't know.
I didn't see this.
I'm trying to think. Well, we will obviously find out here in just a few as we go ahead and drop out of game in just a second, since obviously this one is over, and we can go ahead and just switch into the next map. But Epsilon, what was your thoughts on them?
They look very good. They've definitely recovered from yesterday. They've got their heads back in the game, which is always nice to see. And you can just see the intent. I mean, the game's over. They're still there, making sure the shot's on. Don't really want to give anything up. And if they can win this 2-0, that's going to give them so much confidence going into the rest of this group.
And they're never going to give you up. They're really not going to let you down at all. And they definitely don't want to desert you because it happened yesterday. And they don't want to make that happen twice in a row. They want to be able to get into the semifinals. They would be planning to get up against UMav a little bit later on today if they do qualify into that. But obviously they have ESC to beat once more in a map. And not to mention meet your makers. So there's a lot of teams for them to beat. There's a lot of competition.
Kind of want to see them play Fnatic again, though.
Well, that would be in the grand finals.
Exactly.
If it went there.
But it'd be epic, nevertheless.
It would be.
It would. You gotta admit that would be an epic game. I mean, the rivalries, it's been there for ages. It really has. The Fnatic roster used to play as a part of Epsilon, then moved over to Fnatic. So there's that, and just as 2 organizations as well. That rivalry's been there for quite a while as well. So
and many other games on top of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just think that'd be an awesome grand final. But then you look at some of the quality of other teams that are out there as well.
See, I want to see UMav get into the finals.
Really?
I want to see if they can break their curse.
Really?
Forever second. Or will this be their moment to shine and get first?
So then how anticlimactic would it be if they finish second again?
It would be hilarious.
That is really mean.
It would be funny.
That you are a mean man.
It's not meant to be mean. It's just funny because they've always finished second. They've never finished first.
Well, how would you feel if you always finished second and never finished first?
Well, I don't play competitively, so I wouldn't know. I always finish first in my mind.
I love it. I'm always a winner.
So my mother tells me. Second map of this best of 3 will be on Zavod, so I'm going to be switching things over to that here in just a second. What's up? Why are you laughing? My mother is a
sure
very...
Mrs. Kaplan
My mother's
is
a saint.
wonderful.
She's a saint.
I'm sure she is.
Wonderful woman.
Good.
Makes really good food too.
Really?
Yeah. She sends me cookies.
No.
From home. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Also candy from the U.S., which is way better than anything you get here in Germany.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a lot of Germans out there, right?
Yeah. I'm not afraid. If I disappear, guys, it's gonna be a hate crime here in Germany, and that's not cool.
That's not cool.
It's not fair. And then my mother will. It's pretty much taken, but with the guy's daughter just dying. So he has no holds barred at all. I mean, he has
holds barred.
There's nothing to live for.
Taken 3.
Taken 2 is so bad.
Really?
Oh my god.
So
when the wife gets kidnapped.
That kind of made me.
I bet you
really?
Taken 3, his dog gets kidnapped
as well. Like the whole family. Like
I think that's what's gonna be Taken 3. No, just the dog.
Absolutely everything.
Just
the dog.
And all 3 of them team up, and he trains them to be whatever he is.
Ninja assassins.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles.
It's actually a family movie. Funny enough.
Really?
It's a movie you see with your family. Yeah.
Okay. PG friendly.
Yeah, it's like a Disney film. I think it's.
Oh, they've
produced
gone
by
that
Disney.
way now. Okay.
Yeah, but not animated.
Oh, okay. Well, some standards there at least.
There's no fighting either. It's just like Liam Nielsen just talking down to the robber, like you're a bad person, and he's like, I'm sorry, and gives the dog back. I just ruined the whole plot.
That's a very short film.
I was under an NDA as well for that.
Well, you're going to get sued. Anyway, it looks like it is going to be Zavod as the second map.
What do we talk about half the time? I don't understand.
I have no idea. It just escalates very, very quickly. But you can see the lovely video on your screen just showing you those power positions, the B flag there, surrounded by those tanks. And if I'm Epsilon going into this, I'm feeling very, very good after that.
I know what you're thinking. thinking. I know what you're thinking right now. After you said tanks, I'm just like, I know exactly what's going through your head. Boop, boop, I'm a tank.
I was going to say it, but then you ruined it.
We're going to see it too. It's going to happen.
Boop, boop, I'm a tank. If you don't know what that is, where were you yesterday, quite frankly?
Yeah, you missed out. But we're going to have this one kicking off here. We're going to have Epsilon over on the Russian side. I'm also going to have ESC over on the US. And as we can see off your screen, see a 3 or 2-man push onto this A flag here. We're going to have actually David in a 1-on-2 situation trying to hold on to A here. Will they actually go for it right off the bat, or will they wait for him to leave? And it looks like they will go for the former of those two and just get the kill onto him and then take the A cap back. So they're going to get this 2-to-1 hold. And right now, Epsilon needs some sort of response. They have control of B currently, but for who knows how much longer. Horik has spun in towards the top side, and he's running straight towards A.
Yeah, you got to give Delarco some credit there. Just waited for the cap to go. Realized he was going to be leaving, but then Horik's kind of played his own game against him there. Allowed that A cap to be captured. Saw the kill, got it, and he's hopped straight back on the A flag. Now you've got Laxa, who's in pretty much the same position for the 3rd time in a row. He's just sat outside that A flag, allowing Horik to cap it, and it looks like he's just going to wait his time out. He knows he's not going to be on the flag anymore, and it looks like they're going to try and do a 2-man pincer towards Horik, and Horik should be taken down here any second. There's the kill, and the A flag once again going to be trading places.
Meantime, though, Epsilon able to cap on a C and hold a track out for just a little bit here. So able to get a nice little bit of a start, not to mention a little bit of momentum, but they are consistently maintaining this 2-to-1 hold. ESC needs some sort of response to this, and I'm honestly not sure what they can pull off here because, I mean, as we saw on your screens earlier on when we were looking at them, they just seem to be troubled right now. They just seem to be confused at what's going on.
Well, if I'm ESC, I know that realistically, Epsilon are going to have one player at B, and that's going to be Akosh. That's the way he's been playing throughout the entire tournament. He's a lone player. He's going to sit back on that flag. The rest of Epsilon are going to rotate around and try and slay. So I'd be thinking, well, we need to really put some pressure on that B flag, potentially wait for Epsilon to turn their attention back to that, and then push that C flag. Because, I mean, you know, one guy, you should realistically, 2 people should be able to take down that one person. So that isn't sort of committing too many resources towards that B flag. But right now, they need to do something because the bleed is so heavy.
Akosh hearing 1 man come from the back, looks for the kill, picks it up. And Delarco, who's trying to run that little bit of a nuisance role, gets shut down here. But now we're seeing Horik in a 1v1 situation over towards A. It looks like they want to really get this tri-cap back. It looks like they want to end this game very quickly and just take it into the next map where they would be up against Meteor Makers. Picks up the kill on the XPLO, and that should potentially be A capped over for him, because at the meantime, we're seeing C capped over for ESC, but that's getting thwarted as well. David picks up a kill, and we're going to see potentially 1 more come in here on 2. I believe that was Delarco. They have capped C for just a little bit. A will be going back for Epsilon, and they get the kills they need. So that should be C back for them as well. So they've just no remorse right now.
Yeah, they're really playing very well. I mean, 139 tickets to 96. ESC already below the 100 ticket mark, and David's just kind of jumped on that flag. He's saying, nah, I'll just kill you all and take the flag. It belongs to me. And ESC with no response whatsoever. I mean, we saw 1 player try and push B, but there just simply wasn't enough. Akosh definitely on form today. He's going to take you, just pick you apart if you singly just rush towards that B flag. He's got such good positioning over there that realistically ESC need to work together as a team, really make it a team push, because if you look at the map right now, you can just see a very split effort. It's kind of as if they don't really know where they're pushing, and that comes down to communication ultimately. They need to get their heads back into this game, because it isn't over, but it will be if they allow Epsilon to carry on with this right.
Definitely will be. And right now, Delarco's going around the backside of C. It looks like he will be able to start taking it over, but it only takes down 1 man. Akosh should be getting revived here in just a second, and it's going to be a thwarted push hit again. So they're still maintaining this tri-cap. But we do see B finally being capped over for Jansen. However, Akosh is already pushing out there, as well as 3 men from Epsilon. Horik coming in for the backside, gets taken down though. And just as quick as they had that, actually no, I'm not even say that, because I was going to say, just as quick as they had that tri-cap, which actually lasted for a long time, a lot longer than I thought it did, they've already built up now pretty much an 80 ticket lead.
Yeah, it's a massive lead, and the only reason they were able to break that tri-cap, actually, Akosh rotated towards the C flag. He just got destroyed.
I don't think he hit him.
Yeah, that was awkward. But Akosh actually left his post at the B flag, rotated towards C, and that left B wide open. So maybe just a little bit of impatientness showing from Akosh, because he didn't really have the need to rotate to C. He had 2 teammates over there, so just maybe a bit impatient, not really getting as many kills as he would like. He's only 4 and 3 at this point, but ultimately they did lose both B and A. However, I think ESC know they've managed to hold on to that A flag, so you know, fair play to them. They managed to get A and B back, but I expect Epsilon to just really amp up the aggression now and try and put this game out of reach.
Well, Horik, he's looking for it, but gets taken down from the backside. And ESC able to hold this 2-to-1 cap right now, but I honestly don't know for how much longer, because we see Epsilon go for the push onto B with 3 men. They take it, and if Duke can survive this, if he can pick up these 2 kills, this would be major for Epsilon. They'd be able to pretty much close this one out with a giant lead. And C will be pushed over here in just a second. Actually, instead, he just ditches it, goes straight towards A, where there's going to be one man defending against him. And they're going to get the kill on the XPLO, so that will be A now capped over here in just a few. And now they have to hold on to that B, or that potential B push coming out of ESC if they want to transition from C towards that area.
Yeah, I love that play from Duke. Managed to just clear out the A site and then waited for all the ESC players rotating from C to A. Managed to get a few before finally getting taken out, but there is one ESC player, his lags are right at the very back of that B flag, and that's causing both Akosh and Core a little bit of problems because they know he's there, and they're trying to rotate back towards him, but they just can't get a shot off of him right now. And you know, Lags has just done so well. He's just held up for so long that his teammates are now trying to give him some support. And realistically, ESC should take this B flag, but the Epsilon reinforcements diving in. It's going to be Duke and Core trying to stop this push.
Currently, Lagser is now 9-3. Wow. Yeah, I mean, he has more kills than anyone had on Gold Mode Railway in the first game.
That's awkward.
Yeah. Well, Jansen, 5-9, so he's gotten 5 times more kills than he had in that first half.
That's
but
good.
I think, like I was saying before, I think they were just warming up, like Pancake Dynamics was against UMAV in the first game of the day yesterday. It just takes a little bit of time to get that rust off and get maybe a couple of Red Bolts to be less sleepy. And they're definitely starting to show up a little bit more, but still, it's a 70-ticket difference here. And Epsilon are just consistently taking flags. They're having no difficulty in that.
And that just comes down to the way Epsilon are rotating around the map. They're just doing it so well, so fluid, and you can see that they're working as a team when they're doing it. It's not individual pushes. It's as a team, they know exactly what they need to do. So when this trade does happen, when ESC are pushing that C flag, you can already see one Epsilon player, that's Horik, rotating straight to A. He's going to meet Lagser, and this gunfight could just dictate the pace of the game. Someone has just spawned on top of him. Nice defensive play. Horik goes down. And ESC are just going to hold on to this 2-1 flag lead for just a little bit more, but 96-27 ticket lead already in favor of Epsilon. I mean, that's pretty big, I'm not going to lie.
It is, but right now it's not as big as it was just a few moments ago. They're letting this lead slip away. They're letting ESC keep this 2-1 hold, and they need to do something about it if they want to go into the second half, obviously, with a big lead. I mean, I think we could both agree that they're probably going to come out of this half with a lead nonetheless.
Yeah.
Big as they probably could have here, as we're going to see Akosh pick up the kill on Delarco, stop him from going for that rotate onto B. Meantime, you're seeing David go for the push onto C with one more man to his side. And looking to take that 2-1 cap finally back for themselves, but XPLO comes in, picks up one kill. Can he pick up the second? No, he'll get, actually, he will get the kill. No, he gets taken down, sorry. And Horik came in to save the day. So there's that 2-1 hold back. And you see they have about, I want to say, 1, maybe 2 good pushes left before they will lose out on this half.
Yeah, I expect to see someone try and push towards Akosh. However, Epsilon, they're anticipating that, and Core, he's actually dropped back to try and cover Akosh. Has been taken down on that B flag, so be wide open. Core's going to have to do some big defensive plays. It's not going to happen. And Epsilon, just all of them flooding that B flag, it seems. They've left C wide open. And ESC, I think Kazam, yeah, he's just going to jump on that C flag. As well as that, you've got Jansen, he's on B. So this could turn into a trip cap if Epsilon aren't careful.
Definitely could. David, though, and Horik trying to fight on for this one, trying to hold it. They do get the kill onto the lone wolf that is on B. But they lose the two hold either way, and ESC are definitely trying to fight back. You can see a nice little line defense as they've been able to pull off here, but Core might be able to ruin that completely coming in from the backside. And with 4 tickets remaining, it should be nonetheless a lead coming for ESC no matter what, considering as long as they keep picking up kills and stopping those revives from coming in, they will have those 4 tickets made up.
Yeah, they can't afford to leave this 2 cap. As soon as Epsilon break it, that's pretty much going to be game. The only question now really is what ticket advantage are Epsilon going to go into with the second side. C is currently being contested. It's Horik who is on that flag. Is he going to be able to get it though? 2 tickets remaining. It's neutral now. Nicely played by Epsilon, but to go back to your point earlier on, you know, a 58 ticket lead, nowhere near as impressive as what that could have been. That could have been another, you know, 100+ ticket lead.
It easily could have been. Well, I guess it shows that ESC's they're just trying to fight back, and that's a good sign. Or it might just be Epsilon kind of getting a little bit over cocky.
But is that too much too late?
Well, I think it might be, unless they can transition it into this round and start off very strong and be able to just chip away at the entire lead that Epsilon has. Obviously, if they fall below 58, that will be it. Epsilon will advance on to play against Meteor Makers, but I think it's possible. It's going to be very difficult. It won't be easy at all for them, but it's definitely possible at this point.
No, I agree. It's possible. I just think the way that Epsilon have just been outslaying, it just I think it's going to be very, very tough for ESC. I mean, when it comes down to it, there's individual efforts from ESC. That seems what it always tends to be. You know, you look at the map and you see one player pushing a flag, and you're like, well, where's his teammates at? And his teammates are trying to take on those gunfights in the middle of the map against Epsilon, and they're just losing it, and it just isn't working out in their favor. So ESC, they need to just make more plays as a team, because right now, those individual efforts, Epsilon are just going to take them out every single push.
And I feel like every man on Epsilon's kind of stepping up today. I mean, we mentioned it in particular, Akash, who yesterday didn't have the best of games, but he's had a positive KD every half so far.
Yep, he really has picked it up, and you have to give a player props that can do that, because we're a little bit worried that maybe he wasn't being utilized properly, but definitely today it seems like it seems like almost he's a different player.
Yeah, very indeed. We'll be getting underway here with the second half here in just a few. We're going to have ESC over on the Russian side, and we're going to have Epsilon over on the US side. And it's pretty much coming down to this. Can ESC keep their hopes alive and take it to a map number 3, which we're assuming is on Paracel Storm, or will they lose it out here and get knocked out of the entire tournament?
Well, could be celebrating early at Carnival, as you said. Look at the faces. The concentration is so real right now.
Oh, I was just thinking about Carnival.
Oh, really?
I was actually on my way home yesterday, and there's a couple of people in the train that were like super dressed up, and then there's just one man who was just drinking by himself, not dressed up
at all.
Just using Carnival's excuse to get drunk.
Good lad. I like it.
It worked for him. All right, let's go. We're kicking this game off, or we're getting underway here in just a second. We're actually going to see Jansen come in from the far backside onto B. Looking to contest this one right off the bat here. But in the meantime, we do actually have David pick up a 1v1 against XPLO. That means A is going to be capped over. Kazam, is he going to rotate back for it, or is he going to push straight into C? It looks like he's going to go for C here, but Core, he's off to the side to stop this one from happening. Luke could potentially see a tri-cap just break off in the very beginning of this game.
Yeah, David, he's going to secure that A flag. Now the question is, can Core defend the C flag? He's going to need to, but no. Explo just takes down 2 Epsilon players. Going to make C his own, as well as that you have Delarco. He's going to cap that B flag, so what could have potentially been a trip cap actually just reverted in ESC now with control of both B and C. They're in control of the game early on.
Yes, they are, and they've been able to have a lead for the first time in both these maps.
Yes.
Obviously, albeit, a couple of points, a couple of tickets, but right now, Epsilon trying to fight back, trying to get this 2-1 hold, and we're going to see David pick up the kill on the XPLO over in C, and that should be C going back for them. On top of that, we're going to see a little bit of action breaking down a B, but right now, it's just Epsilon's game. After that little bit of an initial, oops kind of moment, where they fortunately didn't get that tri-cap, well, they're going to get the tri-cap now.
Yeah, that was really good recovery from them. See that B flag? Have Akash capping it, and he's probably just going to stay around there. That seems to be his role on this map. However, A is being taken away. That's Explo who's rotated across. And a couple of players actually going down there for ESC, so they are going to need to be careful off the respawn. You've got Lagzer and Explo, the only 2 players up. Epsilon, meanwhile, with a full squadron of 4, bar Horik, who did just get taken out, now he's up. So Epsilon definitely looking as if they want to try and end this as quickly as possible.
And look at this man here. He's been sitting off to the side Core, waiting for his moment to strike. He's going to push in here. He's going to actually take down the guy to his left on XPLO. He's going to get the cap over that, and that will be that tri-cap coming in. But where are ESC going to spawn? And they're getting pretty much a central spawn right now. Horik was pretty much off the side of the map. Akash on the side as well to lock down and push onto B. And Akash going to come out big here. He needs to pick up these 2 kills. He's looking for the first one, doesn't hit it. He's looking for potentially the second guy. He picks it up with a pistol. Will he get that first initial one, though? As he does get naded up here down to 30 health, gets taken down. And that could be B here, capped over in just a few. But Duke, oh, he was looking for the kill. You might have just had it right there, too. But fortunately for him, he didn't pick that one up. And that will be contested. In the meantime, C maintained for Epsilon. And they've already been able to counter the lead that ESC had. And remember, 58 tickets is going to be that threshold here. And they're getting ever so close for it.
And David has just gone massive for Epsilon on that C flag. Everyone from ESC pretty much spawned on the bottom right of the map. And they just ran straight towards David. And he was just out there saying, okay, I can dig that. He just killed absolutely everybody off the C flag. So that push from ESC, they're going to have to try and re-rotate, and you can see players actually pushing towards the A side. So Horik, he's going to have some action any second now. You can see players just to his right-hand side, but he's still focusing on that B flag. So they may just decide, hey, we'll just let A go. Let's now all try and push that B flag and keep the 2-1 flag lead.
And they're going to get it too. I mean, you have nades coming in. You have 3 people around the vicinity to make this, to make these kills come in. And right now, you see Horik immediately respond with, hey, okay, we have B. Let me go apply some pressure onto A. And I remember saying yesterday quite a bit, Delarco, he was a man that really did these rotates and would really provide the back caps. And Horik was the other man that I mentioned that really did that quite a bit here. And you're seeing Horik use that to his advantage here against ESC. He's consistently getting into either A or C and forcing 1 or 2 men back, where he can usually pick up that 1v1 or that 1v2 and give, well, not give, but maintain that 2-1 hold for Epsilon.
Yeah, and he does it so very well. He's managed to do it again here. Epsilon still with the 2 flag cap advantage, A and C under their control. You can see just that 58 ticket mark. And ESC, they're getting dangerously close to that. They're going to need to try and make a push very quickly, and the push seems like it's going to be on that A side, but Horik, he's going to be trying to do some work to stop it. Pulls out the pistol. There's going to be 2 players that decide, nope, don't want to charge that with the pistol. Just take my time, reload. Going to give up the flag and then potentially push it after those players disappear from the site. But Horik not able to land any shots as of yet. That challenge comes in, picks up Kazam. Nicely played.
And it looks like he might get A back, but Delarco, he's here. He has a respawn coming in.
He needs to challenge that, though. He needs to be challenging that. He can't be just sat up top in this situation, because, I mean, 68 tickets and 58 is the mark. If they cap that's going to be GG.
Yeah, it pretty much comes down to this. If, well, B will go Epsilon's favor. This is the final push. This is easily the final push. And if ESC don't get a 2-cap back here, and even if they do, it's pretty much going to be game. I mean, they just can't afford to die anymore. And considering they almost have been doubled in kills, that's not going to happen. They're going to die here. And with 2 tickets left to go, this is going to be Epsilon advancing on into the next round to play against Meteor Makers.
Yeah, you have to really give Epsilon some big props. Just outslaying. It really is that simple. They've done it in every single half. Fantastic plays coming from them. And that is going to be them advancing into the next round. You see David there on your screen, clapping his hands. He knows he played very, very well. Epsilon as a whole as well. Fantastic performance from them. But when it comes down to it, just simply just killed more.
That was probably the most one-sided game we've seen.
Yeah, it really was,
so far.
actually.
I mean, that just... We didn't even need to be talking that game. We can just watch the kills trickle in for Epsilon, because it was just... There was nothing ESC could do about it. They struggled the entire time. They struggled to get the kills. They struggled to adapt their strategies, and now they're going to be struggling to stay sober tonight when they go out drinking for Carnival.
Well, still, smiles and handshakes all around. Always good to see. But going into the next couple of rounds, you know, Epsilon look hot today. Significantly better gameplay from yesterday from everyone on the team, including Akosh, as we mentioned a couple of times. But everyone seemed to be stepping up to the mark today. There was some just big kills that were being made all around the map.
One thing that concerns me is, do we consider ESC on the same caliber as Fnatic?
I wouldn't say that necessarily the same caliber, but they're still a team which can cause big upsets. And an upset against Epsilon, it's definitely on the cards. But ESC just, I don't know, they just didn't really perform at their top caliber, which they would need to in order to beat Epsilon.
Yeah, a little bit confusing by them. I don't know what really happened today. They didn't really. I mean, obviously we could say they didn't show up or anything like that, or they weren't really prepared. Yeah. But Epsilon didn't give them a chance to breathe anyway. So even if they were going to adapt their strategy and they were going to wake up and start to pick up kills, start to pick up points, it was just too late. Epsilon was just too prepared, too ready for it, and they came back for blood after what happened yesterday.
Yeah, they really did. And you could just see the aggression that they were playing with, just making sure they always applied the pressure on every flag. Good rotations as a team. I'm looking at them now for the rest of the day thinking, this is genuinely a team which could go out and potentially win this.
Well, we will be going up against, well, not we, but Epsilon will be going up.
Are we going to go play?
We're going to do this.
I'll get the keyboard and mouse ready. Let's go.
You meet Dogbert, Red Eye.
Oh, we got this. Dream team, bro. We don't even need a 5th player. Hold us back.
We probably need like 10 to take on Meteor Makers, but they will be going up against Meteor Makers next, Epsilon. How's that game looking for you?
Oh, looking at how strong Epsilon are, I would have to favor them.
All right. Well,
plus, they played today as well. You got to remember that. You have to take that into account. Meteor Makers haven't.
That's true. I think even Meteor Makers were watching them play a little bit right there, too, on the other side of your screen. But for now, we will see that game come up in just a little bit. But we're actually going to head over to Red Eye, who has an interview with a man from Epsilon.
Thank you very much, guys. Yes, with David from Epsilon Gaming. Congratulations, first of all. A thoroughly dominant victory. I don't think we could possibly see a more dominant victory. In fact, I think it was the biggest victory we've seen all weekend. What do you put that down to? Was that you guys playing really well, or ESC maybe not playing as well?
I think we were playing top of our game. So we got the one-on-ones, we got the tactics right, we got everything right. Everyone was 100%. We came back today, we go 100%, everything, and we win. There's another option.
And focus-wise, any issues this morning with waking up and thinking about what happened yesterday, or you just put that behind you?
Maybe already put that behind yesterday. We knew we came back today, and here we are.
Okay. NYM are next. They're sitting next to me right now, trying to put you off. What do you got in store for these guys? Is it more of the same?
Well, I don't think so. They are a great team. We play good matches online as well. It will be a good game.
Okay. In terms of looking further into the tournament, I know that you guys want to reach as far as you can, but what would satisfy you? Is getting to the final your ultimate goal? Is winning your ultimate goal? What would satisfy you?
If we are in the final, we want to win it.
And you want to beat Fnatic?
Yeah.
I kind of knew you would say that. Thank you very much, David. Epsilon are safely through to the next round in Group B. They do have one more match, of course, to play MYM before they can stake their claim to a semi-final place like Fnatic and UMAV have already. That game is coming up next. Don't go too far away. More Battlefield 4 action on the way.